All right, here we are. Roll reveal number 561. This is a 1947S roll. Gonna see what we can find in here. A few minor double die obverses can be found, plus a number of repunchment marks. Nice ones too. So we'll see what we can see. We'll check the reverse side of the first 10 coins to see what we see there, if anything. And there it is. In all its glory, 1947S. All right, here we go. Coin number 1, going to Josie. And here it is. What do we see? Let's get the lighting a little bit better. Lighting and focus. Lights, camera, action. Hello, Taco John. Good evening to you, good sir. Okay, here we go. Nothing on the mint mark. Nothing as it appears on the date. Nothing on the eye. Oh, we have a rim clip. I believe that's a rim clip. Let me go over to the other side and see. Let's see what we have. It would be opposite right here. Yep, that's a rim clip, I think. It's where the rim becomes extremely undefined on both sides of the coin, right near a specific area. That tells me that the planchette was incomplete, meaning that it had not enough metal to fill in all the way. It thus appears unfull. I'm checking the edge to make sure it's not edge damage. It's not edge damage. That is a rim clip. Very nice. Somebody gets a rim clip out of this. That's Josie Fletcher. Let me check it with my loop real quick to be sure. I'm not calling it something it isn't. Yep, definitely a rim clip. The way you can tell the difference between damage and a true clip is that a true clip will not extend beyond the normal circular shape of the coin, because a clip should not extend past where the color was retaining the coin. So that is our first pretty in the roll, and it is coin number 1. Now let's go to Dennis and see what we can do for coin number 2. Hello, Anthony. This one was the original roll end coin. And I'm checking carefully because I think I might be looking at an RPM. I am looking at an RPM. You can see the split in the lower part of the mint mark in the curve down at the bottom, right down here. I believe that's one of the listed RPMs. Let's check here. I'm not as familiar with 1947S as I think I should be, so I'm going to make sure that I'm looking carefully through everything here. This one is 1mm3. So this one is RPM number 3. Yeah. Okay. RPM number 3 is characterized by this extra little horn that sticks up right here and the doubling at the bottom. You can see the doubling on the serif right there. So this is a later die state version of 1mm3, RPM number 3. So that's awesome. Dennis gets himself a nice RPM. Okay, let me back out a little bit so I can see better to go through the remainder of the surface of the coin. You can see now, you can see that horn on the top of the S rather clearly. It's right there where my hand is right now. Let me pull it away and you can see it. That's this RPM, this one right here, in a later die state. All right. Keep looking to see what we can see on here. If anything else, we could end up with a pretty much anything. A double struck, a struck through, maybe a clash. Could be all kinds of things. And there's not. It's just RPM number 3. So there we go. Coin number 3 for Anthony. Anthony on this coin now. Let's see what we get out of it. Yeah. I don't see an RPM. This could be one of the listed double dies. There are a number of Class 6 and Class 2 double dies for the obverse. They're rather minor, most of them, but I think this could be one of them. And the reason I say is because you have this convex upper edge to the E, a convex upper edge to the T, and then over here you have extra thickness, it appears, in the IBE of Liberty. So that one, I believe, could be one of the minor double die obverses. So I'll have Eric check that. So far, all 3 of the coins we've received out of this roll have been goodies. So let's keep that streak alive. And let's see what we have here. Well, I don't see anything special on that. Let's see what we can find as we work our way around the coin. It does appear another possible minor double die obverse. It could be another one. I don't know if it's the same die as that other. I kind of don't think so. This coin's a little difficult to pull markers off of because it's kind of spotty. There's a marker. A little die crack coming across the fold of the shoulder. So I can put this one away. This is for Carl. Put this away and I can check that other coin that we just had out. It's coin number 3. To see if this has that same marker. And it does not. So it is a different die. So now we have what appears to be 2 different minor double die obverses. Now, we're going to be comparing these against a number of other coins to see what we have found for sure. Can't be 100% certain when you're just digging through a roll real quick. But we're going to definitely take this a little bit seriously and see if we can find. I see that one doesn't have quite the curve as the last 2 coins did. And it doesn't really have the thickness on the IBE that the other 2 coins did. Let's see what we have on the reverse of this one. A spot. Nope. Note other. Nothing on that one. So coin number 5 is our first coin in the roll that has nothing. Nothing to talk about. Alright, here's one for Mickey. Coin number 6. Number 6 in the roll is... I can see it's got some spots. It's got Larry spots on it. And this one looks like it could be one of the minor double dies we're sort of locating here. Yeah, we'll see if maybe this might be one of them as well. Let's look at the reverse on this one. It says coin number 6. So you get the reverse out of the way. Make sure the reverse isn't sporting something huge that we need to be looking at and talking about. Typical strike weakness, as you will see on a number of the the S-Mint wheat cents. All right, Jim Fletcher. Well, our first sans serif mint mark of the roll. sans serif meaning no serifs, which means that there's not any little triangles at the corners of the letters. Definitely a different die from what we've seen so far. Much later die state than we've seen so far. And no doubling on the reverse side. So that's our second normal coin out of the roll so far. Dennis now. Does he come back for more? I've seen whatever this is one time before. I'm not 100% certain what it is. There's something, it's like a little bead of something right here where the serif opens up. There's that little bead of something. I don't know what that is. It could be an RPM, but I kind of doubt it because I don't really see anything else that jumps out at me and says, hey, I'm an RPM. So let's keep looking and see what we see here. Well, my eye just is not training in very well on which ones of these could be minor double dies and which ones are definitely not. It's kind of, I've skipped over this kind of stuff a whole bunch of times till I realized that they were listed with somebody. I don't think we have them listed, but I'm not sure. We move on to coin number 9. Now this is James Worley. This looks just like the die I just went by in the previous coin. And I don't think it's a double die obverse. Let's check the reverse real quick. See what we see there. Not that. So, move on. Number 10, Roger. Roger, what is that? Oh, it's a big blotch. Big ugly blotch on there. Very weakly struck coin. Either that or the T was polished away. It's just a late die state. It's not necessarily a weak strike because the O in 1 was full and complete, which doesn't happen in a weak strike. There's one for Farm Dog now. And Farm Dog gets, well, it's a nice looking sans serif coin, but it doesn't appear to be an RPM. Nothing on the eye. Nothing in Trust. Nothing on Liberty. Let's check the reverse. And nothing there either. Now number 12, Frostbite. And Frostbite. Looks like a minor split lower serif. If I was a betting man, that's what I'd say this was. So we'll set that one off to the side. It's just that, you know, every one of these kind of looks like there's a little extra thickness here and there. So it's kind of hard to tell if we're actually looking at thickness or if we're just seeing something that's on the hub. Now we go to Taco John. That was nice. Jessica came in to visit. I see that one definitely looks like it has some extra thickness. It's also got a die scratch running through the lower B and E of Liberty. So this one will be relatively easy to spot later on. But I don't know if this is actually a double die looking at it like this. I'd have to get really close to it with both eyes. I don't think it is, but it could be. Hello, Mr. Tyler. Let's see here. This one's going to Crispy. See what we can get for Crispy here. We got some black spots for him. I don't think that's what we come here looking for, though. Well, and so we move on. Josie? It's got some nice toning on it. Yeah, woody with nice toning. How about that color? Wow. Very nice. I'm going to go with a no on the double die on that. Number 16, Taco John. Started off real strong on this roll. Doesn't seem that our trail is taking us in the right direction at this point. Oh, he has lipstick on. How about that? Once in a while, I'm going to flip it over and look at the reverse just to... Oh, look at that. Nice big old lamination peel. Goes all the way from the edge over here, over the O in one. And well, you can see a little bit of it up around the U in pluribus. Nice. The old lamination peel. Don't have any more. Just that part. That's kind of neat looking. 17, Josie again. Let's see if Josie gets anything else here. Oh, Big Larry. Oh, look at that. That's sweet. Which one is that? That's number 2. It's a pretty number 2. Oh, here, let me bring it over so you can actually see the picture. Here it is right there. Number 2. Beautiful. All right. Unfortunately, it's on a kind of a sandbag coin, but hey, you can't ask for everything now, can you? It's a beautiful RPM. Congrats, Josie. You got a pretty one. Let's see. Number 18, Mickey. Let's see what Mickey turns up here. Yeah, it's another one of those ones that has that little... it looks like might be the base of the mint mark punch, right below the upper serif. Could be where the mint mark was punched so deeply that the shape of the base is showing up in the relief of the coin. That does happen. It's not very frequent, but it does happen. Cat's too smart to get trapped? Maybe. He's really good at escaping stuff. Here's another different RPM. This one's got a nice doubled upper serif and a very nicely doubled lower serif as well. So there's another different RPM. That's a pretty one. This one goes to Coins and Ghouls. It's not the prettiest coin, but it is a nice RPM. Let's see if that has a double die reverse. No. Oh, but it does have some pretty interesting planchet defects. That's all of it, though. It's right over here. That's almost a broken planchet. That's number 6. Oh, looks like we have a... It's got a very rough edge on it, too. I put it back under here. Yeah. That's what that is. That's a blown lamination. It's actually lifted up. I can't really see it very well that way, but the way I'm looking at it, I can see that this entire area right here is split and lifting up on the coin. So it's a lamination peel with an RPM. That's kind of neat. That's for coins and ghouls. Here's number 20, Sissy. She wasn't at the reveal show today. This one doesn't have anything on the mint mark. It's that one that has the weird look to the mint mark. I'm kind of shying away from the idea of calling these all double dies now because it seems that this is sort of normal. Oh yeah, that's right. She is in Hawaii, isn't she? So it's only like, I don't know, noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon there. Here's one for Crispy. Crispy now. Crispy, Crispy. Yep. Kind of a weak looking coin here, unfortunately. Alright, on to number 22. 22 goes to Anthony. And I spoke to Anthony a few days back, and he informed me that I have... Oof, yuck. Since I've known him, I've been pronouncing his name incorrectly, as most people do. His name is not pronounced Arashnia. His name is pronounced Arshnia. So, everyone can get out of your head that his last name is Arashnia, because it is not. His last name is Arshnia. Arshnia. Anthony, from whence does that name come? Where exactly? What, I guess I would say nationality is that name? It's a very interesting name. Seems to me if I had to say, I would say it could be, I don't know. Thinking. Yeah, ancient Persian. I was thinking it was Middle Eastern. Number 25, Taco John. Let's see what Taco John gets. What is going on there? That's a struck through. That is not scraping. That is actually a struck through right there. It's interesting how it took out the digits of the date almost perfectly. That is kind of unusual there. Let's look at the reverse on this one. Weakly struck. Very weakly struck. Look at that. Wow. We don't have anything else of consequence going on here, but the fact that it's a very weak strike and it has that struck through on the obverse just makes it an interesting piece. Here's Mr. Fletcher. And Mr. Fletcher enjoys a well-struck sans serif mint mark. Doesn't have much of anything on it. but it is a nice coin. So here's coin number 27 now. And that's one of the RPMs right there. That's what I believe. I've been told this was RPM 6. And get it where it shows real nicely. You can see that lower serif split right there. The upper serif is also split, but you can't see it under the same angle of lighting. Let's see if I can get them both to show up by zooming in. Yeah, you can kind of see them both. You see this line right here in the middle, and then you can see the split on the lower serif there too. That is what that is. Nice. Or as they would say on Candy Crush, sweet. Yeah, my wife used to play that all the time. She quit playing it when it got hard and you had to start buying stuff to keep advancing. She was like, no, you people aren't going to get me on that. And she quit altogether. Hello, Dave. Good evening, sir. Still just looking for something really good in these 47S Lincolns here. We found some goodies. This will be worth a rewatch. There's some pretty ones in here. It's number 29 now, back to Taco John again. Let's see what Taco John gets this time. Well, that's a different one. That S is really close to the date, and it's got a split lower serif. That one's nice. Let's see if we have anything else on this. Rummage through here. Look at all the parts on the obverse. Now, with this one, I know we haven't seen this dice. We're going to look at the reverse real quick. See what we see there. And turns out nothing. But it is an RPM. So we put it in the special pile. Go back to Anthony and see what Anthony gets on coin number 30. Let's see here. That 7's sitting right on a little lamination peel, which is why it's tilted down a little bit. A lot of issues with the planchets in San Francisco at this point in time, as is evidenced by the fact that we have little lamination peels and stuff on these. Now the reverse, I'm kind of giving the reverse a once over. Oop, looking for stuff, and I just found some stuff. Look at this. Huge struck through a rim burr. That's struck through. That's pretty. Now you can tell a struck through from damage, because if this were damage, you would have metal pushed up around the edges of this shape. And this shape is very sharp, and it doesn't have any flecking or peeling near it. So it's definitely struck through. That's how you can tell. That's a beautiful one. I could see that easily with the naked eye. I was like, yeah, I need to put that one back under the scope. So that one's for Anthony. Again. You're stealing all of it, Anthony. You're the hog of the day. Little secret for you. I like being a hog. So, hog all the good stuff. There's another minor RPM, minor split lower serif RPM. I think it's the same as one we've seen here not long ago, just a few coins back. Yeah, they were having a heck of a time getting these coins minted properly. This one's got toning on the back of it. It's got a big blotch, but it's toning, it's color. It's nice color, actually. It doesn't look so nice when you look at it like this, but it looks a lot better in hand. This one's for Dennis. Another one of those little RPMs. Number 32. This one goes to Jim Fletcher now. Jim Fletcher has, thinking for a minute that this sounds different. Nope, it's normal. I thought for a minute that it had a weird sound. It's usually how I find off-weight coins. When they settle on a wooden desk, they sound different. They have a different tone. There we go. Here's another. That's a lamination with a flecked off rim burr. Let's see what else we got there. Hello, Richard. Good evening, sir. Almost makes me want to look at the reverse on all of these, because you never know when you're going to run into a big struck through like that. Doesn't show anything on the obverse, it's just on the reverse, which that's another indication that you have a struck through. And this one's just one of the weaker looking coins, unfortunately. And Richard shows up just in time to see it. I don't think so, Eric. It looks like it's a different size. Looks like this one was much smaller than the other. It could be, though. This one has a struck through on it, too. I believe. Right there. That is a lamination peel. You see the difference? You have a sharper edge. It looks like it was peeled off the coin. It actually looks like something like flesh under there. You know, the flesh of the coin is showing through. Plus, you've got this little flake right here. This little flake right here tells you that's a lamination issue. And that struck through did not have it. So this one's a rather large lamination issue. It also looks like one of the Class 6 double die obverses. Minor Class 6 double die obverse. So there's that. Let's see what's on the other side. See if this continues. Nope, just a typical weak strike. Typical weakly struck San Francisco Mint, late 40s, Lincoln cent, dime a dozen. But the stuff that we're finding isn't. The stuff that we're finding is actually kind of neat. All right, here we go for Crispy. Go for Crispy. And we have nothing outside the norm on this one. Looking at the reverse real quick, there's nothing there. That's number 35. Now number 36, Carl. What does Carl get? Is that an RPM? I have to say no. It's a spotty coin. It's missing the last T in trust. It is a Class 6 double die. Definitely appears to be one. Yeah. Go pretty much without a doubt that's going to be one of the Class 6s that they have listed over on Variety Vista. I don't see anything on the reverse, though. Nothing there to talk about. This one is for Carl. Carl, I do believe, is going to have a double die out of that. Let's check. This, I believe, last coin for Dennis. And there's nothing on the mint mark. Let's just check around and see if this happens to have anything else worth mention. I might be seeing a little bit up here. No, that's just a weak strike with a Larry. Okay. Number 38. Mr. Worley. And let's see here. See, that looks like a Class 6 right there. Except for the L, which is kind of normal for the Class 6s. So this one could be one of them. but I have that little poker coming out of the W, a we, that looks common to other rolls or other coins that I've seen in this roll. We're talking about that little guy right on the left side of the W. That could be a marker for a double die, and it could also be a marker for a not double die, so we'll have to discuss it later. See for sure. We do actually discuss coins. It's like I do the reveal, I see what I see, and then I bundle them up and ship them to Eric, and he'll send me a message and he'll say, "Did you mean to include this or did you miss this?" "Oh, I must have missed it." "Okay, I'll list it then." Or he'll say, "What were you thinking? Is this actually a double die? You really think this is a double die?" And I'd say, no, why? "You pulled it out as one." "Oh, I guess I was having a sparky imagination that day." Then there's other times he'll put something up. He'll say, "Man, this is really cool. Did you know we don't have it listed?" "No, I didn't know that, but I'm glad we didn't because now we do." And then there's other things that we find in these rolls that are like super amazing things that have never been listed by anyone. And we're the first to locate them and know what we're looking at. For instance, the was it a 42 plane that we found that had that extra T next to the T in trust? I think that was a 42. It's either 42 or 41. I think it was 42. And that die had never been listed anywhere. Yeah, it was a 42D, that's right. That die had never been listed anywhere. I was kind of amazed, actually, that we've been studying Lincoln Cents for as long as we have as a collective community, and we still don't have everything listed. I think this is another one of our minor double die obverses for Dennis. I guess that last one was obviously not his last coin. I think he bought 5 or 6 coins in this roll. That's what that is. Okay, if I can ever get a hold of this one, I'll bring it down and let us look at it, but it's not going to be anything special. It looks like one of the sans serif that is, well, pretty much normal. Take a quick look at the reverse. It's got a little color on the reverse, but it is otherwise a pretty normal coin. Here's number 44 now, Sissy. Maybe she'll get something nice when she comes back from Hawaii. Let's see. Oh, another one of the sans serif, and this one's no more special than the last, I don't think. I don't doubt that it's a TDO. TDO being a tripled die obverse. We have at least doubling in trust, and then we have a doubled eyelid that does not belong in the same hubbing as that extra T. I think we're all together talking about different hubbings causing doubling, which, yeah, of course, your second doubling is tripling. Your third doubling would be quadrupling. Quintuple, sextuple, septuple, octuple, nonotuple. I don't know. When it gets past septuple, my head spins. I can only do 7 hubbings. I don't think Lincoln Cent dies were even hubbed more than 6 or 7 times. I do not believe this. We're going to be short a coin on this roll. I do not believe this. This roll was still taped shut from the time I bought it. Who knows how long ago, but there is a coin missing. So we are going to have to do a credit to someone. Who is that someone? Coin number 50 is not going to be there, and it's going to be Jim Fletcher. Jim Fletcher. No coin number 50 for Jim Fletcher. So he will get a credit on his invoice that I'll be sending out tonight for this missing coin in the roll. All right, that one's for Dennis. Had nothing. Mr. Worley. Last coin in the roll, number 49. And there we are done. That's it. The whole roll. Got some really nice coins in here. Some really nice looking minor errors. We got some nice RPMs. A bunch of possible double dies. I'm going to say probably a third of the roll is special in some way or another. Kind of like yours truly. Special in some way or another. Can't necessarily tell you how, but I'm sure somebody else could. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 double dies and RPMs that I did pull out of the roll. So there we are. I appreciate it, folks. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.